Okay, everybody get excited. This is a very big day in the Henschel fandom because it is the debut of the Forest Green Goober, the long-awaited new character, the Forest Green Goober. The Forest Green Goober is the arch nemesis of the regular Green Goober. They're different because the Forest Green Goober has a forest green face and the regular Green Goober has a lime green face. The Green Goober, if you have not been keeping up with the lore, is an entity that I saw while I was unconscious during a near-death experience, who encouraged me to pull through. And when I came to, I went to a costume shop and I dressed up as my approximation of the Green Goober. So the key there is that the Green Goober is sort of a metaphysical entity, right? This is the Forest Green Goober, but the Green Goober that you see in the videos, that is my physical interpretation of a metaphysical concept, right? So it's not really the Green Goober. It's sort of like my attempt to it's a physical manifestation of the Green Goober, but the actual Green Goober is a metaphysical entity. Nevertheless, the Forest Green Goober, I sort of was thinking about it as there's sort of a yin and a yang to everything. So the Forest Green Goober is, but also I wouldn't say that it's, I wouldn't say that it's as simple as the Forest Green Goober is evil, because, I don't really believe in things like good and evil. I think that everything is gray and morality is. So, okay, sorry, all right, so the regular Green Goober, the me that was dressed as the regular Green Goober ended up getting involved in the French mafia, and it's in my, the way that I looked at it was the Green Goober became a hitman for the French mafia. I didn't really continue with that storyline because it didn't really seem like anybody gave a shit. That's what I think you guys need to remember, is that if you don't say that you like something, I'm not gonna know, so it was just like, all right, well, moving on, I guess. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh my gosh, we love the Green Goober. I was like, well, when the hell did any of you say that? Because you have to remember that if, all I know is what I see. Now, and all I see on my YouTube studio is the graph that goes down. I feel like for the past couple months, I've just been sucking my own cock on the side of Hollywood Boulevard, spinning around and around in a circle, and then everybody's on their way to the Funko Pop store, and they are like, oh wow, look at that guy, and then they keep going, and so if you just all right, I'm sorry. I also want to apologize for my remarks on veterans that I made the other day in my video, Sergeant Salmon 10 Hut. I said a lot. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I do. I don't support the military-industrial complex, and I don't think that if you join the military just because, you're like, oh, I wanted healthcare, I don't think that excuses you from the bloodshed. Anyway, I'm sorry, I might as well just, I need to listen to Eddie and not attempt to discuss things with any nuance or intelligence. And I need to just lie and make up stuff. If I'm going to be famous and I'm going to be successful, I need to just shut up and dance like a dancing monkey. So that's what I'm trying to do. Monkey dancing, Forest Green Goober. I don't know what else to say. That's all. I guess, did I finish? All right, yeah, French Mafia. Forest Green fucking Goober. And I'll say this, you're lucky because I was originally thinking I was going to have to wait until the fall to debut the Forest Green Goober, because it's very hot, and it's extremely hot in this costume. It's a really cheap Chinese, not that there's anything wrong with being Chinese, but it's just, it's synthetic material. It's cheaply made, so it's not very breathable. So like in this car right now, I'm very, very, even though it's overcast and I think it's like 64, it's still very, very, very hot. So if you imagine, it's been very sunny and hot in LA. It's been 100 degrees every single day, and with the beating sun down, so I was thinking, well, there's no chance in hell I'm going to be able to sit in my car at all, let alone dress as the forest green goober. So it was really made to be, I guess, because today, I posted the video about Sergeant Sam and Ten Hut, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, you have to do the forest green goober. Please do the forest green goober. I was like, all right, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, it's really weather dependent, more so than a lot of my other bits are, But today it's very cloudy and disgusting and horrible, so I figured that was the perfect weather to do bits in. Good morning. I hate this. I hate every second of this. And it's not even like I just have to suffer through it, to get to something good. It's like, this is it. I see people in my comments all the time saying, oh my gosh, you're so talented. You should be you should stop doing YouTube, and you should be an actor, or you should be a director, or you should go into the movies, or you should make a movie. And I'm always like, I'm reading those and I'm like, what do you think this is? There's no fucking Indeed for the entertainment industry. You don't get to it. You don't, it's not like I'm sitting here being like, you know what, you're right. I really should stop doing the Forest Green Goober, and I should be a fucking director winning the Cannes Film Festival. This is the only, I need to shut the window. This is the only viable pathway into the entertainment industry. I hope you all realize that. This is the only, that used to be 10 years ago, you maybe, even 10 years ago when I first was thinking about moving out to LA, it was like, there's maybe, you can maybe get a job as a PA, you can maybe get a job as an assistant, and then maybe you can work your way up from there. But then that completely, after COVID, after the strike, after generally everybody stopped watching movies and television, now everybody just watches the fucking internet, and everybody watches mindless garbage, which so I've basically just had to be like, well, if you want to be a part of the new, entertainment, what would you call it? The new school of entertainment, then you've got to follow where people's eyeballs are going. And unfortunately, people's eyeballs are going to fucking slop. That sucks. So that's why I'm in my car. I walked out of my apartment the other day dressed as the Green Goober. This is the Forest Green Goober, but I was dressed as the regular Green Goober. And my landlord saw me and laughed in my face and was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Are you heading to a kid's birthday party or something? And I was like, no, I'm going to sit in my car in a parking lot of a dentist's office alone and film myself with a phone. That's what I'm doing today in this costume. Because this is the only viable pathway for people who are entertainers. And I want you to know something. If you're watching my videos with contempt because you're thinking, well, I could never stoop to that level, I'm going to become a cinematographer or something. No, you ain't, honey. You're going to be doing this shit. Or you're going to be working at Kmart. Anyway, the Forest Green Goober is the yang to the yin of the regular Green Goober. Now, that's not to say that he is evil, like I said, because he's not. And I don't think that it's completely black and white in that sense. The storyline that I was trying to set up with the regular Green Goober that I abandoned because nobody cared was sort of that he was starting to become he was getting involved with the French mafia, but he was having a little bit of a morality crisis, right? Because he was getting these jobs to kill people. I don't know if I can say, I don't want to get demonetized again. They'll demonetize me for having a Frank Sinatra song playing on a loudspeaker a half mile away. So God only knows what the fuck. Sorry. The the green goober, I was trying to set up sort of a I don't know, he was eventually going to start having a little bit of a crisis of morality, but also he wasn't really going to have a choice because he was in the mafia, anyway. And so when I think about the forest green goober and what he represents, for the sort of pathos of what I'm trying to create here, it's kind of like, remember what I said, the yang and the yin, right? It's not necessarily that good and evil are the opposing forces that balance each other. Sometimes it can be, one who wants to do the right thing but is afraid. The green goober one could think of as someone who is so desperate to do the right thing that he ends up doing the wrong thing, right? And then the yin to that could be someone who I don't know. I still got to workshop this, honestly, and a lot of it is partly trying just to see what people resonate with. So a lot of this journey, I want you to tell me what you think. What dramatically interests you about the forest green goober and the green goober, because I don't fucking know. I have no clue. I don't know what you all see in this. But whatever. Anyway. I hope that's enough I hope that's how long have we been recording? 12. Oh, 12 minutes. That's not bad. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's all for today. The forest green goober. I hope you're able to see the goob horn. Can you see the goob horn?